Yeah. So hello hello to you, and seeing that yeah. So I need to say that I underestimated the amount of work that need to be done for the scoring of this week, because last week it was basically the result was actually almost the same. And I don't think that there was any solutions that were significantly different from each other. And this week, it's completely other way around. So it means that every solution is different, and it's not an issue because I score this like in an automatic manner. It's just the difference in the results. But the actual issue is that I started to compare my solution with some others and see that the mine it has some errors definitely. So I'm still trying to understand like what should be the fully correct solution. And I think it's not much work, but it's not finished yet. So maybe it could be even I can even spot the problem, the issue in the code right in this meeting. But just this is still not ready. But I still want to present my solution. More probably, maybe also you can show me, or because you have your own solutions, and maybe you know that where the problem is, like why it's behaving differently and not correctly. And also, I want, of course, to present the next task anyhow. And yeah, so I think it's already time. Let's start. Mm, let's then start with the quickly go through the task just to have this fresh understanding of what should be done. Yeah. So again, what's here? So we want for each token create understand what's the creator wallet, and for this token for this wallet, who funded it in the first place. And for simplicity, it's limited to 1 week. Uh, yeah, yeah. 1 week of transactions, the last week of transactions for this moment of time. And there, of course, some solutions that are actually covering all the time, and some of them working long time. Some of them are like reasonably fast. What I yeah, so what is important here? So we need to, yeah, so the funded transaction should be big enough, and yeah, I think that's all is important. Yeah, but the task supposed to be harder because it needs the data from probably from different tables and some clever queries. So let's try to look through my solution. I think this one, this one. So yeah, so the first thing, and for you, like the Ed, I think it's Edmund, right? And Bean, I hope I pronounce it right. You can both write messages or just simply turn the microphone on and join if you have some comments. Yeah, so the first thing I'm doing here is that I'm simply from the table of the Solana fungible tokens. I'm trying to select all the tokens that were created with the pump fund. Yeah, the here some I guess the some of these conditions are maybe redundant. For example, if you're checking that this meta address is ending on the pump, you probably don't need to check the decimals and the token version and the metadata program, but it all should be true for a token created with pump fund, so do it nevertheless. Yeah, and yeah, I think this one is pretty straightforward. Um, yeah, so what's next? So here, in order to get the so basically we have almost all we need, but uh, for the token, we don't know the address that created this token. And in order to understand what's the address, we join in the raw Solana transaction tables by this transaction ID. So yeah, so here's, I would say that's also like quite straightforward. We simply join in these two tables, the creators table and the transactions table. And yeah, what we need here, the from transaction table. Sorry, a little bit lost in my own solution. Yeah, so here we get the transaction from Solana transactions. We get the same as the initial transaction. Mm-hmm. And for the check the yeah, so yeah, so in order to get the first original transaction from the all the transfers, we join in also the table with transfers uh, by the owner that so the transaction to owner should be the signer from the token creator table. Yeah, so sorry. Mhm. Yeah, so I'm so the idea is actually is not complicated. So it's just more of how it's built because it's here's the some things that are made for the efficiency, so to run faster. but yeah, make it harder to understand and explain. So let's do it again with the separate parts, I guess. And it may be this way it would be easier. So for the token creators, I think it's easier, and I already covered this. I think it's enough. But this part is also, if you take it just separately, the Solana transfers, it also seems simple, since that we are basically we want to get the transactions for the specific wallet inbound, and only for souls, and with the limited amount, and only the last one week of transactions. So actually, it could be here. It could be should be limitation from both sides, but this is not important. Like mostly, it's not important. Yeah. So here, yeah, and we only need the first one, the by the time. They like, I guess, the hard part, how we are actually making sure that this is the right wallet we are filtering the transactions for, and in the transfers we are looking for the to owner, which is the wallet which is getting the Solana transfer, and in the token creators table here, we get the signer, which maybe, yeah, this looks suspicious. Maybe this is the actually the issue here, because I don't think that the token creator. No, it's good. So the token creator signer is the already joined with transactions. So it's a signer from transactions table for the creation transaction. So this should be the right thing here. So from the token creator table, which has the mint address and created it from the table of tokens, the token Solana fungible, and signer and transaction ID from the transactions table. Yeah, so this is the creator of the token, and here we filter in by this transaction. So I'm not understanding why this sometimes give the wrong transaction, and maybe let me check. Maybe it's just this at least, yeah. So maybe I saw that maybe it's just sometimes it's exactly 0.01 sol, and in this case it would be different. Yeah, maybe. So I will double check this. I'm not sure if it's significant, but what think, yeah. Yeah, so it was a little bit I guess too much words in the places where it's should be simple. But if you have like the comments and or ideas why this is not behaving correctly, the constraint on the find out uh, not all tokens created on pump fund have pump as a suffix. For example, this token, pump fund. Yeah, I see that the for those who are looking in the record. There is something in the chat, so let me read it. Initially, I forgot to add the constraints to only select tokens on pump fund. After correcting it, I found out that not all tokens created on pump fund have pump as a suffix. For example, this token and the token address. So I looked for some public methods on Dune to get the tokens on pump fund. I referred to the code from this dashboard. Okay. And there are two links. The one is here, and the second is this one. Yeah, I think the second is just the query. Yeah, so I think this is the example of the code which gets only the tokens from pump fund, and it's yeah, I think that the difference here is that instead of the trying to filter by the name, it's which I think is not covering all the tokens. Like the idea is this: we are filtering by the contract which actually creating the tokens, the program which is creating the tokens in Solana for pump fund. And I think this is like permissionless, and the difference between these two approaches, the one, if you are just a user, you go to the interface, pump fund interface, and this pump fund interface help you to create the token. And I think in this case, your token name would be with the suffix pump. And if you're directly like not using the interface, directly interacting with the program, you can make it any token, I guess. And in this case, it would be only be detected with this approach, but not with the suffix approach. And also, I think that anybody can mint a token with the pump suffix. So it's not a guarantee, of course, but I mean, definitely those two are. So if we just look in the how it's formulated, like just to double check this. So it's said that that meme coin created on pump fund, and I think that I guess the both interpretation is that they should be correct, like should be considered correct, because when you refer to the meme coin created on pump fund, you can mean the tokens that only the tokens that created with interface, and you can mean the any token created with the pump fund program, which some developers, I guess, they are just directly interacting with it in probably for automation, and it's easier than do this interface probably. Yeah, and one more comment I have from Edmond. I also found this token with a pump suffix, but created with token 2022 program. Yeah, so I think this is what I referred before, so that anybody can mint a token. It doesn't need to be mint with the pump fund program to be with the suffix pump. So I guess that the like if you just look in the way how I'm filtering here, so I'm specifically filtering the token version and the pump suffix, which is I don't think is the 100% guarantee, but it should be like if we have this interpretation that some person created the token with pump interface, all this should be true. Like all these three, or actually all these four should be true, because this interface automatically will create the metadata with this specific program, and the token version in this case would be the not token 2022, but the more older version, and the suffix would be PAM. I think that because it's not clearly stated in the in this I guess in the definition of the task, I should accept both options. It's not, I mean, not matter how you filter the pump fund tokens. If it's done, either of these two interpretations should be accepted. I just thinking it's like logically. Yeah, I think this is the one of the reasons why the solutions are so different. Because there was freedom here how you can interpret what the pump fund created tokens are. Yeah, and I can say that there were like 10 of solutions, different around 10 of different solutions, and none of them were equal. So all of them were with different results. So I think I achieved the goal that this task is more complicated and harder, but in the same at the same time, it's also harder for me to was also harder for me. So let's I think let's yeah. So I will after this call, I will get back to this check-in where the differences, and try to take in account what been said about the to like an alternative way to filter the pump fund transactions. So it's also considered correct. Yeah, and we don't have much time, so let me get to the part with the new task, and maybe we will additionally discuss this about the week 6 with the funding wallet in the Discord, so to finalize it. Yeah. Like maybe some last questions, like if you have the comments on this. Okay, so let's move to the, so this is the task I wanted to have for some time. And I think it's also by the complexity, it's maybe similar to the previous one. But I didn't make any bonus tasks that it would be more straightforward without options. And I think I mean it will make it easier for you. Though many of you know that there are something known as a sandwich attack, and it's known to be like some bad thing. And I mean that it's the basically it means that some transactions, specifically the token swap transactions, that have a high slippage, that they get sandwiched. It means that there is a way that there are two transactions with one of them right before the target transaction, and the other one is after that, and they are artificially, I guess, increase the price of the tokens only for the moment of buying the needed amount for this target transaction, resulting in the price increase and the target transaction paying actually the exactly the amount of money according to the slippage. So if you have the slippage with 1%, you will pay 1% more because some automatic bot put the transaction right before yours and right after yours, and usually it's done with the jitter bundle, but it's don't need. I mean, it's there are some other ways as far as I know, but it's probably the easiest way to achieve this. Yeah, so that like if you get in the details, the swap transaction usually have it a limitation because of the nature of the blockchain. We are never know the like we know the current state, but we never know what would be the state of the blockchain when the transaction will be happening. So in the most swap transactions, you have something called slippage. But if you boil down to some like numbers, in efficiently, it's just the minimum amount of tokens you get for this amount of, for example, USDC or Solana. And what these transactions do, they increase in price, so you get exactly this amount of tokens, the minimum amount, and they pocket the difference. Basically, that's the idea of sandwich attack. And in this task, which I want for some time to have this also covered, to look at these transactions, we want to find these like triples of transactions. One from the attacker, the second from the target, and third again from the attacker. And all of them are swaps. So we swap in the token, and it's usually the same token, or like we need to influence the same pool, liquidity pool, but it also means that it's the same token swap. And they are usually consecutive. So we are just limiting to the consecutive transactions because it's harder to organize it with the transactions are not strictly in the order. Because if there are some other transactions, they can influence and it may so in this case, the attacker may not be safe in the sense the profit may be not guaranteed. So yeah, so that basically we're looking for these triple transactions, all of them successful, all of them swapping something the same, and of course they're in the same block, and yeah, so it's should be profitable for an attacker. And you also can use the fact that most of these transactions, maybe 100% or like, actually I didn't check this, but as far as I know, it's like, and so it's even if it's not all the transactions, most of these transactions are done with jitter bundles. And actually, this is the like it's easiest way to check if you're correct or not, because if you get this, probably it's a sandwich attack. You can look in the jitter explorer, and it actually shows this is the real example of a sandwich attack. So you have this 4 transactions in a bundle, and 3 of them are from attacker, and specifically these 2 are, you see that it's not clear here, this interface, but if you go to solve scan, those 2 are from the attacker. So the first one is changing some sol to token. The second one is changing exactly the same amount of the token for Solana. And if we like look very carefully, we see that it's a little bit more than it was before, like for a couple of dollars. And the third transaction is actually the original transaction of somebody swapping the USDC for this token. And we see that the slippage is 1%. And I think that is around about the same amount, like this, I mean, it's of the same order this attacker got from this transaction. So for example, here 1000 USDC, that probably this the loss is limited by $10 because it's 1%. But we also need to take into account there is also the natural movement of the market. So may not be $10, it may be more or less, depending on the luck of the attacker. So just saying that here it's an example, it's clear. You can work from there, like to get some understanding. Yeah, so those three transactions, sometimes it's very helpful to look this G2 Explorer for the bundles, because otherwise you are not sure if, I mean, probably it's not a coincidence anyhow, but here is just easier to check. Yeah, so let me get again. Did I miss something? Yeah, so in this task, it's a little bit more, I guess the previous tasks, they were mostly very well strictly formulated. Here I get some a little less strict with the with this I guess the conditions that we need. So then you don't need to check all of them if your result is actually having all the sandwich transactions. It's, I mean, it's good. So and again, if you are having like 90% of transaction, it's still a solution. It's still a good solution, and like you need to have this in mind. So if you can make it much easier, much simpler, you can go for it, or you can try to cover 100%, but it may need more more time. Yeah, and just to know that what I will check these triples. So I will check that these triples of transactions are actually the sandwiches, and they are like that you're not missing some, and you're covered all of them. Yeah, and the rest is pretty standard for this type of task. Some limited block of time, just a few hours, and yeah, I think that the rest is very similar to the usual. So I would be glad to hear your questions, especially because we are 5 people now, so it's there may be more questions than usual. So yeah, we're still not too many of us, so you can just unmute yourself and ask, or you can write in the text if you are not comfortable with the mic on. So I see I see no activity. No, I see the question. The profitable here means that as long as the attacker final balance is higher than the initial balance, even just by small amounts, it counts, or is there a specific threshold to consider a profit? For example, only if the profit is at least 0.1 sol. Okay, so yeah. First of all, like if it means here the profitable means it's positive, so any amount is good. Why it's important that there could be some transactions that may look like it's a sandwich, but in fact doing something else. So it's a good criteria that it's actually a sandwich if after the transactions we don't lose some other token, or we don't lose the like the souls or USDC. It means that it's definitely it's probably either arbitrage or or sandwich, but specifically for this kind of thing, like we are having the pattern attacker and target attacker, I think it's safe to say that it's a sandwich attack. So the profital it's least zero, but we also need to understand this is after it's also something is paid for the fee, so it's not only covering the fee but also profiting something. Yeah. So the threshold is at least positive. Yeah. Yeah.
May I ask a question?
Sure. Sure.
Yeah, shall we count a paid fee when deciding if transaction was profitable or unprofitable?
Yes, yes. So we are we want uh, to only consider transactions that are profitable if is and like after they take in account the fee transactions, like the fee, and if it was a JITO tip, it also should be included. So I mean, basically it's just to understand that probably the bots are not doing the transactions that are unprofitable, so it's a good criteria to filter this sandwich attacks. So this is the idea. Yeah, so I think we don't have more time. Let's finish here, and just a small uh, so what would be done next? The first of all, you are like I invite you to participate to try the task. The second, I will finish the week 6 scoring today, because as I said, there are some issues because the all the solutions are very different, and I think that my solution have an error, so we need to double check this. Uh, and yeah, I think that's the most important things. So thank you for joining, and let's move the discussion in the week 6 and week 7 Discord threads. Yeah.
Thanks, comrade.